Hello, guys. This is the In the Trash Bin podcast. I'm Hobo with Bacon, also known as Vinny, and this is my solo podcast for today. So, right now, my plans for this podcast is it's just gonna be a random bit. So every episode, I want to have a voting at the end of every podcast to see what the next podcast is gonna be like. For example, stuff like random storytelling or some drama, stuff like that. I wanted to make it a little interesting, make it somewhat interactive instead of just the standard old podcast. Even though podcasts are great, they're great. Anyways, you probably don't even know what this podcast is or what's happening or who whatever's happening. I don't even know. So yeah, I already know me, Hope with Bacon. Uh, I'll talk about my day so far, and I'll talk about just my daily routine, what I do daily, just something interesting, hopefully, to be okay with the first day. Uh, right now, I'd say my day's going pretty okay. I think it's good. That's usually the only response you're gonna get from me because I'm a very average guy who just thinks everything's okay. Uh, I went to school, normal school, high school. I'm a senior. First quarter just ended, so we're just getting some grades inside the grade book. Also, yeah, this is gonna be a lot tougher than I thought. Just talking about myself. Usually, I never think a solo podcast would be a thing because usually in a podcast there's two people or at least two people. No, it's just me. So anyway, yeah, my day was okay. Went to school, came home, ate some stuff. I didn't do any homework. I don't think I have any homework. But yeah. So examples for the voting stuff. Like, what are you gonna vote for at the end of a podcast? So, like I said before, I said we can do like story podcasts where I just read out a story or make up a story and read it out to you guys. It'd be kind of fun, I can exert my creativity to you guys in a fun, imaginative way. I could also just do an interview, find someone to interview, or find someone else to co-host with me. That'd be pretty good. Stuff like that, This podcast, I want to be chill. It's I hope it lasts. I had a podcast series long before this one, and it went well. Half the time, it wasn't really a podcast. It was just me recording a Skype conversation with my friends or something, or just me talking with friends. It's not nothing too interesting. No theme. So I want to make it a little more professional. Maybe one day we could get a table and some mics, and we can just do an actual cool looking, official looking podcast. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's gonna be a bit tough. All right, yeah, we're already 3 minutes in, and I already don't know what to talk about. I thought I put down a couple things to talk about, and it's already done. So 3 minutes in, I'm already running out of things to talk about. So hopefully this podcast goes well. Hopefully we got some cool fancy graphics instead of some gameplay or some weird looking thing in the background. If you look at the old podcast, you can see it's just gameplay or some weird audio mumbo jumbo in the background. It doesn't look okay to look at. It's not that good. So, I've seen some podcasts where they have cool looking sets or visuals to go with everything, and I think that's what I want to do. Hopefully, it isn't too hard or anything. And I hope this file isn't too huge. It's probably going to be that big. I don't know. I doubt I can talk constantly for an hour or so. So I might limit this to like, what was it? Let's go with 10 minutes so far. If I can go 10, I'll go to 15. I'll try to make podcasts the same length every single time. But since this is the first ever episode, I'm going to see what I can do and see how long I can do it just by myself. Obviously, if depending on what you vote on, the length might change a little bit. But for this one, first one, I'm just talking whatever comes into my mind. So, how's everyone's day so far? I think today was an interesting day. Today is day after election day, which is very interesting. You know what I mean? Politics. Oh, maybe I shouldn't go into politics in this podcast. There's already a ton of those anyway. I don't need to add my opinion to it. Let's just say it's interesting. How about that? That sounds okay. Well, games. I'm a gaming channel, so hopefully you guys are interested in games as well. Games I'm interested in. I want to get a Switch, a Nintendo Switch. They look really cool. They have a lot of cool games coming out. Red Dead 2 looks amazing, like graphics wise and everything just looks amazing. There's just plenty of stuff happening. Smash Bros. Oh my gosh, that Smash Bros. Trailer was, whew, just great. Well, okay. I've officially lost what I was gonna say, or I don't even know what I'm going to say for the rest of these couple minutes or something. So anyway, podcast. I can never imagine doing a solo podcast like this for like hours. It just seems crazy. I can't think about it. I'm already getting tired. My brain's overheating because of how I just don't know what I'm gonna say, and I'm just speaking my mind randomly. It's just interesting. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to pause and unpause. It's not gonna be good. So I want to make this podcast somewhat interesting, and hopefully you guys think it's interesting too. I'll leave it to 10 minutes. Leave it to 10 minutes. I'll end it on 10 minutes. I think that'll be okay for now. This first episode. Yeah. Oh boy. 10 minutes, man. 10 minutes doesn't seem too long, but when you think about it, it's such a long time. Oh boy. This might be my first cut, dude. I don't know if I can. I want to try, man. I want to try doing this podcast. I want to try, man. All right, I'm going to do that first cut. I'll be right back. All right, well, so I'm back, and I cannot think of a thing to talk about. So I'm just going to talk about what we're going to do for the next one, if we ever have a next one. So we can have the vote now. So the voting we have between A, an interview with someone, one or two people. One person, and one-person interview. Two, B, oh god. B, we just have a chat with someone, invite someone, one or two people. There you go. One or two people, invite them into either my house or to a Discord server, and we just have a chat, just have a little chit chat. And C, I could randomly make up a story, type it up, and then tell it to you guys. The thing about C is we're going to have that one every single vote for every single podcast, because I want it to be the same continuous story until we finish it somehow, have a conclusion. That sounds pretty fun, I can get some of my creative writing in there somehow. All right, and then I want to come up with the D. Oh, okay, yeah, D. Just make one up. You guys can figure out what you want for D. Just like type up what you want. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. We got A, B, C, D. D is insert blank. It's a blank. You guys can do whatever. You can say or suggest whatever you want. So that sounds fun. I'm liking all the ideas so far for this podcast, and hopefully it will last more than 2 episodes. So, without further ado, I think this podcast, episode 1, is about to end. So I thank you guys for listening, and I hope you listened to this entire thing. If you did, oh my gosh, congratulations. Or thank you so much, who would listen to this entire thing? It's kind of crazy. If you just listen to the first few bits, that's okay. I don't know how you're listening to me now, but it's okay. Hopefully, I hope this podcast will be fun for the listeners and people who just listen to it. Oh my god, that's the same thing. I hope this podcast will be fun for everyone. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Vote in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. See ya. Yeah, I need to come up with an outro and an intro or something. That'd be kind of nice. Anyway, see you guys later.